Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving headfirst into a text that is, well, it's incredibly brief, but man, is it profoundly heavy. We're going to unpack the very foundation of how we experience our days, our weeks, and honestly, our entire existence. Today's Explainer is focused entirely on this really powerful concept we're calling the architecture of personal answers. We're basically going to look at the actual mechanics of shifting our focus away from the chaotic external world and putting a massive magnifying glass entirely on what we can control internally. It's a total structural shift in how we perceive reality, and the source text we're analyzing today captures this perfectly.
Improve the quality of your answers to improve your life. Okay, I'm just going to pause right there. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't just some catchy phrase. It is the absolute central thesis of our entire source material today. It's a direct, uncompromising statement. Notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't say, change your circumstances. It doesn't say, sit around and wait for better conditions. No, it draws this direct, unbroken line between the quality of the answers you provide and the very quality of the life you experience.
Part 1. The core premise, the internal response. Okay, let's dive into this. To really extract the maximum value from a text this concentrated, we kind of need to deconstruct it word by word. When we read a short, dense piece of philosophy like this, the temptation is just to nod and move on. But as focused learners, we want to know exactly how it works. What is the actual mechanism being described here? What's really fascinating is how this redefines a word we use every single day. Look, when we hear the word answers, we instantly think of a conversation with someone else, right? We think of giving an answer to a boss who asks about a project, or giving an answer to a partner who asks why we're late. But the source text is incredibly specific. It states the quality of answers you give to yourself. We are talking exclusively about the internal dialogue, the explanations, the justifications, the little narratives you construct inside your own mind when something happens. The focus is entirely on yourself. You are literally both the person being asked and the person answering.
Part 2. Questions life throws at you. The inevitable challenges.
And this brilliantly illustrates what exactly is prompting these internal answers in the first place. This brings us to a really fundamental dichotomy. On one side, we have the external variables, the questions. Think about the specific language used in the source, the questions that life throws at you. It doesn't say the questions life politely hands you, it says throws. There's a micro-narrative of tension right there. Life is chaotic. It launches sudden obstacles, unexpected delays, wild changes in fortune. These are the inevitable challenges. They don't ask for permission, they are simply thrown into your path, demanding a response. You absolutely cannot control the volume of these questions, the timing of them, or the difficulty of them. But then, on the other side of this dichotomy, we have the answers, what you give to yourself. This is your domain. This is the 100% controllable internal environment. The text is basically asking us to completely accept that the first side is out of our hands, so that we can pour all of our energy and focus into mastering the second.
Part 3. Defining your life's quality, the final outcome. Let's move to and see how this builds.
So, we have the uncontrollable variables, and we have our internal controllable responses. But what actually happens when those two things collide? How does this dynamic translate into the day-to-day reality we wake up and live in? Well, the source text actually gives us an exact sequential logic, which breaks down into a super clear, actionable three-step framework. This completely transforms a single philosophical thought into a mechanical reality you can track in real time. Step 1 happens instantly. Life throws a question or a challenge. Bam! You get a flat tire on the highway, or you lose a major client. Step 2 is where the magic, or frankly, the misery happens. You give an answer to yourself. Do you immediately tell yourself, man, I have terrible luck and everything is ruined? Or do you stop and tell yourself, okay, this is just a minor delay and I can handle it? And then step 3 is the inevitable result described by the author. That specific answer you just generated directly determines the quality of your experience in that very moment, and ultimately, your entire life.
So the crucial point is right here in this simple equation. The quality of your answers equals the quality of your life. The text says it explicitly determines the quality of your life. It all hinges on the word you. If your internal answers are low quality, if they are grounded in despair, victimhood, or anger, then your life is going to be a low-quality experience. That is regardless of how much money you have or where you live. Conversely, if your internal answers are high quality, if they are resilient, patient, and constructive, then the quality of your life literally elevates to match it. The external challenge didn't change at all, only the internal architecture did. Which brings us to the final, and honestly the most important consideration of this entire explainer. We've mapped out the architecture. We've seen the direct, undeniable link between the internal responses we generate and the reality we experience. So I really want to leave you with this.
As life inevitably throws its chaotic questions at you today, and trust me it will, what is the quality of the answers you are giving yourself?